Hello and welcome to Human Anatomy Prep. I'm Ty Gardner and I'll be your instructor. This lecture will cover some basic body regions. Our goal is to recognize these regions and related body parts. We will only address the most commonly referenced regions. You'll have more to learn in your anatomy class. We will begin by recognizing that we can divide the body into major regions, including the head or cephalic region, the neck or cervical region, the upper and lower limbs, and the thoracic and abdominal regions. In most cases, we'll also look at some of the regions within these major regions. For example, we'll look at the antecubital region of the upper limb. Let's begin with the head and neck. The entire head is referred to as the cephalic region. It has two primary divisions, the cranial and facial regions. The cranial region is the part of the head that encloses the brain. It is everything but the face. We refer to the skull bones that surround the brain, such as the frontal and temporal bones, as cranial bones. The facial region, what we commonly call the face, is the part of the head that faces forward. The facial region contains the eyes, nose, cheeks, and mouth. We refer to the skull bones that do not surround the brain, such as the mandible and maxilla, as facial bones. The region around and including the eye is called the ocular region. Here we see the orbicularis oculi muscle, used for blinking. Orb means circle, while oculi refers to the eye. When we are talking about the bony socket of the eye, we use the term orbit. The cheek is called the buccal region. Here we see the buccinator muscle, used for sucking and blowing in the buccal region. The chin is called the mental region. Grab your chin with your thumb and index finger. You are likely covering your mental foramina. The mental foramen is a hole, foramen equals hole, in your mandible, the jawbone, for a nerve. Foramina is the plural form of foramen. We have two mental foramina. The neck is called the cervical region. You might be familiar with the cervix, the neck of the uterus, the part that dilates or widens before birth. Now let's take a look at the upper limb. The axillary region is our armpit. This region, sometimes called the axilla, is where the arm and torso meet. This region contains a concentration of lymph nodes referred to as the axillary lymph nodes. The brachial region, or brachium, is our upper arm. It is located between the shoulder and elbow. It contains a single bone, the humerus. It also contains the biceps brachii muscle, named for having two heads, biceps, and its location, brachii. The antecubital fossa is the concave, indented, area on the front of the elbow. Ante means before or forward. Notice that it is spelled with an E. A fossa is a concave area or depression. We call the elbow the cubital region, but the antecubital fossa is of particular interest to us. It is the site of three superficial veins where we can draw blood: the cephalic, median cubital, and basilic veins. I usually get blood drawn from the cephalic vein, located on the lateral side, because it is the easiest to see on me. The antebrachial region, or antebrachium, is our lower arm. It is located between the elbow and wrist. The antebrachium contains two bones, the radius and the ulna. The head of the radius can spin in the radial notch of the ulna, allowing for pronation and supination. If we spin the radius from the anatomical position so that our palm faces posteriorly, that is pronation. Returning to the anatomical position so that our palm faces anteriorly is supination. Now let's take a look at the lower limb. The femoral region is our thigh. It is located between the hip and knee. It contains one bone, the femur. It also contains the huge femoral artery that provides blood to the lower limb. The patellar region is the front of the knee. It contains the patella, or kneecap. The popliteal region is the back of the knee. It contains the popliteal artery that provides blood to the part of the lower limb below the knee. The crural region is the part of the lower limb located between the knee and ankle. The crural region is also known as the leg, meaning that we can't use that term to describe the entire lower limb. There are many crural muscles. The gastrocnemius and soleus form most of our calf. The pedal region, or pes, is our foot. The dorsalis pedis artery is located on the foot's top, or dorsal surface. Finally, let's take a look at the thoracic and abdominal regions, the areas referred to as the torso. The thoracic region, or chest, is the superior portion of the torso. It is separated from the abdomen internally by the diaphragm and is supported by the ribs. The abdominal region, or abdomen, is the inferior portion of the torso. On the inside, the abdominal cavity is continuous with the pelvic cavity, so we call it the abdominopelvic cavity. I hope this has been helpful. Your next stop is the video on body cavities and membranes.